Today everyone, I wanted to show you how I managed to create this diorama from Season 2 of The Mandalorian using only 2 LEGO sets. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for your support the last couple of weeks. It's really been making my day. I love connecting with you all, I love creating this content, and to see the amount of you that are joining the journey and subbing, commenting, even just liking, it really does make my day, and I thank you all for it so much. I'm really excited about this video today because, for a little context for you, I've never actually been able to make a Star Wars MOC before. This is mainly down to the fact that for my age, when I was younger, you know, it's a lot harder to get parts and sets, etc. So, but yeah, now that I'm a little bit older, past me is in heaven because of now I can finally start to get my hands on some more sets, some more parts, just stuff that I can either break down and use into MOCs or just more LEGO sets that I can just build in general. But yeah, I'm so excited going forward because I want to create so many more MOCs, dioramas, so many different ideas. Of course, they're going to mostly be Star Wars, but that's just because it's the nature of who I am. LEGO Star Wars is basically all I love. So today's a brand new challenge for me and I'm absolutely buzzing for it. And here's how I managed to create the Season 2 LEGO Mandalorian MOC of Grogu on the Seeing Stone with the Dark Troopers attacking him. So the sets I was using for this was Luke's Dagobah Jedi Training and the Dark Troopers Attack. The first thing I had to do was dismantle both of them, and I actually had these little containers which I then put all the pieces and parts into, separated by mainly just colour or size, just so it made it a lot easier when I went to actually start building the MOC. The next thing I did was take apart the base of the original diorama. I still wanted to use this concept because I think it's a really sleek and nice design, but I basically needed to resize it from more of a rectangle to a square because it would just suit the surroundings of the MOC a little bit better. Next I got to work on doing the levels for the MOC because, as you can see in the show and judging off of images that I was using, the Seeing Stone actually drops down a little bit into the middle. So you can see this slight little drop in ground level. So my main plan was to make like an outside ring of the ground slowly going down. Whilst at the same time as doing this, I then decided to move on to sorting out the actual Seeing Stone because the Dagobah training set comes with some really good rounded pieces and I thought it was perfect for doing this stone in the middle. I then went on to create 4 structured stones going up around the edges of the MOC. This was to reflect the grey stones that you see in the actual show. I didn't do these in the same colour as they are in the show because I think for the pieces I had available for me, I was quite limited on options. So I decided to use some of the curved and roundish style bricks which came with the Dagobah training set in order to make Yoda's house, and I didn't quite reflect the exact roundness of the stones in the show, but I did come up with my own sort of concept for it, and I think this actually does work really well. Doing the ground was my favourite part of the whole MOC because, as I've mentioned before, I've not had the chance to fiddle around with this stuff and create levels going up and down and put the intricate detail into it. I've seen this done so many times on YouTube before and it's really something that interests me, so I really just can't wait to do this on a bigger scale in the future as well. After I'd completed all the stones around the edges, I then moved on to adding the more mossy coloured bricks from the Dagobah training set into my diorama. I also used some of the weird like shaped flowery parts along with a couple of the stems of the white flowers just to add the western desert feel that you actually get in the actual show. The grass really does reflect well, as I don't believe it's too overpowering, and for a beginner like me, I'm actually really proud of how it came out. Last but not least, I then added all my minifigures onto the MOC. I used 2 of the Dark Troopers, and then I actually stole my Mandalorian and Grogu from my Razor Crest. The final thing for me to do after that was to then put it on my shelf after I decided to take it outside and get some really cool photos and some really cool footage for the video. So now you've seen me create my very first MOC in LEGO. I'm really happy with it. I love the diorama range. I want LEGO to do more and more going into the future. So my question for you guys is, what would be your tips for doing this diorama? What would have you done differently in comparison to what I did? And overall, give me a rating, give me a score of how well you think I did for my very first attempt at this. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you all in the next video.